what we talking about. I ain't feeling what you stand, what we talking about.
Yo, man, we're back for another episode of the Arguing Brothers podcast. What it do, man? What it do, Ray? How you doing?
Chilling, bro. We're gonna give ourselves a round of applause since we got two other slackers on the show.
Well, man, I can't call them slappers, man. They did slackers. They did say, whenever they want to say it, whenever they want to tell us when they want to do something, they did, make the statement that they're gonna be out. So can't call them slackers. You know what I mean? But I do, we'll have to deal with them accordingly, though.
That's
we'll have to deal with them accordingly. Eventually, we're gonna have a sit down and understand what everybody's schedule gonna be looking like in the nearby future.
Yeah, I get it. Summertime, everybody busy, and kids schedule crazy.
Yeah,
like I said, we gotta move the time. Like we just gotta figure it out, bro.
Yes, sir. We'll get there. We're gonna get there. We'll get there. But how you doing, man?
Man, good, bro. Nice weather today. Looking, might get outside a little bit, chill out for a little bit.
Yeah, man, I got outside. Well, I've been running errands, so I didn't really get outside yet. But I'm about to get outside as soon as we get off of here. I'm gonna go wash this whip, and then I'm gonna, take that clean whip around the corner somewhere and see what's good. I know, you know what I mean. It's a lot going on in the city today, so man, we got to get to it, man. So let's start it off, man. We got what we wanted.
Yeah,
two superstars against two superstars.
Absolutely.
Mano a mano. Tatum against Luka, Kyrie against Brown,
Jay
Holiday, White. We got Lively. We got all these different Jason Kidd.
Yeah,
the old veteran coach versus the young coach. Porzingis against his old team. Man, we got a ton of lines, man.
Yeah.
To have this conversation on. What we're going to get into today when it comes to this game and this NBA Finals. So right now, let's start out though. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw leading to the finals.
Yep.
The last two games with one of my friends is texting me. I gotta put the pause on them. Let's talk about Let's talk about what we saw going in with Minnesota. Game 5, losing the way they did. And then we'll jump into Boston, and they'll play and getting through those three teams to get into the finals. Let's start off with Luka and what we saw with the Mavericks.
Man, Luka and Kyrie is on another level right now. Arguably two of the best that can get it off the bounce of all time. Luka came out game 5 just focused. And wanted to close it out like, a superstar want to just get that extra rest. His body's a little banged up. Lively was coming back from the neck injury after missing game 4. And you just saw the determination in Luka's eyes, and he got him off to a hell of a start. The first quarter, he outscored Minnesota himself. And that's when you got that 1-2 tandem, bro. Luka had it going in the first half, and then Kyrie took over in the second half. I think they both combined for like 72 in game 5. And after struggling a bit, especially Kyrie in game 4, you just knew they was going to come back and have a better game. And I just think for Dallas in that Minnesota series, their others played so well. Like, I didn't even know Derrick Jones was still in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hitting timely shots. P.J. Washington hitting big shots, averaging probably about 12 to 14 points a game, giving them big minutes on defense. And even Luka is kind of committed now on the defensive end a little bit. And Kyrie's locked in, man. The vet of the team. He's been through the playoff wars, won the championship. And I'm sure he's a very vocal leader in the locker room. He doesn't seem like he's a vocal person, but I'm sure he, said, look, man, we need to get this over with, get that rest going against Boston, going against his former team. He had issues when he was in Boston. But I just think, man, Dallas was just too much for Minnesota. Minnesota just was struggling. Ant and Cat couldn't play two games at the good games at the same time. When they did, they won game 4. They did have a great game in game 5, but they didn't get no other help from nobody else. But Dallas is hitting on all cylinders right now, man. And, like I said, kudos to Jason Kidd. A lot of people don't talk about Jason Kidd as one of the better coaches in the NBA. And he has them, they wasn't a top 4 seed, but, the regular season's so up and down, but they hitting their stride at the right moment, definitely, bro. So Dallas is going hitting their right peak going into the finals, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I love the way Dallas came into Game 5 with their mentality. I love the way the Stars came to Game 5 and established that momentum. Like, we're here, we're gonna be a presence. If you beat us, it's not because we didn't play our best game, right? And that is something that you gotta tip your hat on, right? Like a team like Dallas could have said, you know what, let them win game 5. We'll go to Game 6 to beat them in Dallas. But nope, they both. Luka came out and said, "Not today, not on my watch, not with us, not with me being a superstar player. I'm going to come out, establish my dominance, put my presence on the team, put my presence on the game." And I mean, he came out cooking. Yeah. It was an all-time performance in that first quarter. He came out cooking. And then Kyrie picked up in the second. They went back and forth in the third, and then they put them away in the fourth. It was an all-time great performance by two superstar players.
Yeah.
Right. And but what I didn't understand, and I wanted to elaborate on this, was Minnesota's game plan in Game 5. I mean, it went from their game plan. Got to stay going. This game plan, I didn't know I did that.
Your little chili break, got your little scarf on you.
Yeah, this game plan, I didn't know I did that one. Right, my bad. Their game plan initially was really strong, but then they came out of this game and they went to Rudy early, which I didn't understand, right?
Yeah.
And we were all kind of struggling with it. Like, why did they go to Rudy so early?
I guess to get his confidence.
Well, I mean, I think you want to strap as a physical dominance, but why not go to Cat early in the post, right, to establish that same physical presence? I didn't understand that part of the game plan. So let's dive into that a little bit. And then watching how frustrated, and I've seen some of the recall of the conversation that Ant was having during the game, right? And so my question on you on this end, like, what was your thoughts on like hearing how frustrated Ant was going through that game and having the issues and seeing what was going on and being as frustrated he was and projecting the way he was because he just felt like they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And and that is a leader, right? You can just see it. He's a vocal leader of that team. And I just think that, he didn't have the horses, bro. Yeah, they got another all-star and they got two all-stars. I think Gobert's not all-star, but he needed more from the others, right? Like, yeah, you go to Gobert, kind of get him off, but he could be frustrated too. The coaching, like Cat shooting all these threes, even though he shot the ball a little bit better in Game 5, but he just don't mix it up. And I'm sure Ant probably frustrated, like, bro, you can go inside, outside, you quick enough to get on the post, make some moves. But I'm sure he just frustrated at the fact that he's given everything he has and it still ain't working. Right. Yeah. And it's understandable. Like, people sometimes get frustrated when you feel like you've done it all and you're still fighting to get up the hill and you got two other cats on the other end gelling together. Like glove in hand, like they just playing off each other smooth. And it just wasn't, something was just missing with Minnesota, man, for whatever reason. I don't know if the coach, didn't make the proper adjustments. Like I said, I wouldn't even start it with Gobert. Game 5, I wouldn't have started. Like, at some point, you just got to roll the dice and take a chance and say, I'm going to try something different. Start Naj Reid. Tell Cat to get down in the post a little bit more. But there, and there's always either the second guess when you're losing. But at the end of the day, I'm sure like Ant can probably look back at this and, hey, he had a great season. He should be proud of his performance, and he should use this as a stepping stone to the offseason. He's going into the Olympics. So I expect Ant to come out in the next season, bro, trying to get MVP. Like, he has the talent. I think he's gonna cut. Like, it always seems like when people come off the Olympics, they come back the next season on fire. I know they get into shape a little bit earlier than probably most cats, but I think he's gonna use that to get better, right? To be able to not shoot as many threes, maybe, but I think he's gonna come back and be one of the front runners for MVP for the league, because I think he's just gonna be that much better. And losing, he was the fire. I'm sure he's pissed. I know he likes to joke around, have fun, but I'm sure deep down he's pissed. So, you know what? I know I can do better. I know I can be better. I know I can get my guys to play better. And that's what all leaders should want to strive for.
Yeah, I think that for him, man, like, first of all, one thing I didn't like at when they released a lot of the conversation he was having on the court was he normally is the most positive person, right? And so when he wasn't getting the ball, the plays wasn't breaking down for him, the things wasn't working for him, he became really, really negative, right?
Yeah.
He became really negative in a sense like, he came really negative in the sense of like, hey, put it on me. I'm the best player. I'm the most dominant player. And I don't understand if that was really what you needed at that moment, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you still got to believe in your guys.
You got to.
You can't just take the approach of like, hey, I'm the best player. Don't give me the ball. I'm the best guy out here. Why am I not getting the rock? Yeah, you're not getting the rock. Okay, we understand that. And so I know he was Cat was complaining about getting the ball, and I get it. And you were giving the ball. He was shooting a lot of crazy shots. Yeah. We get it. So it was one of those things where you have to sit there and really thinking the fact that, okay, I'm not getting the rock. Cat is BSing around. Yeah. You're gonna get the ball eventually. Guys still believe in you. You still believe in your guys. Keep putting that presence out there. Keep putting pouring that positive thinking on them so that they can keep playing better. At the end of the day, Dallas was cooking.
Yeah.
And
another team.
And you may think you're better than Luka. A lot of people don't think you are.
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people don't think you're better than Luka. I understand what you're saying. I get it. But a lot of people don't think you're better than Luka, man. So I just felt like those things right there just led a negative frame of mind.
And I think too, as a coach, bro, you got to see it. If your best player not getting touches 3, 4, 5 possessions down, like you got to call something for him. Like you got to feed him, like just to keep him engaged in the game, to keep that negativity out, right? Like you can see the body language, you can see him frustrated.
He may have been. I don't think they were not going against it. I think that Dallas was doubling him, which is causing him not to be able to get off the way he was. That was a problem. Dallas was swinging 2 or 3 players at him when he get the rock. So it's kind of like you have to do what you can at that point, and you got to believe. That's why I said you got to believe in your players so that you're not in a situation where you got to believe in you got to believe with your guys, because at the end of the day, they got his shots. Yes. But if you don't give those guys the rock, man, you're just going to run the clock out because they'll send in 2 players after you.
And I think too that this is where like you add something to your game every year. Get on the block a little bit. Get on the elbow, right? So you see the double team, you can hit the open person. Go in your bag on the post with your footwork. Like there's ways around it to keep you from getting double team on the perimeter. It's easy to get double team when they know you're not going to do nothing else besides try to beat people off the dribble. Like this is where like he just got to use this as a learning experience. He's 22 years old. Just keep adding to your game, bro. Because if you get on the post and he develop anything on the post, he's gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah,
like that. Like get a post game. I ain't telling you got to be Elijah Wan with the footwork. You ain't got to be Kobe, but you got to add these little pieces to your game every single year. That way, you can throw players off and they won't be double teaming you. And that's what the stars do. They still get their number, and you're the main person that people trying to stop. And they still getting 27, 28 a night, getting to the line 10 times because they diversifying the game, and he's just not just taking all these 3-pointers or just taking a lot of long jumpers.
Right. And you're right. Building on his game will help him in the future, right? Yep. Hopefully being in the Olympics, playing with some of the talent he's going to be playing with should help him expand on his game as well.
Yeah.
All right. So being around LeBron, being around KD, being around Kawhi, being around some other talent out there, I feel like that's going to help him develop more parts of his game and unlock those key things that he needs.
Yeah.
He shot the 3 better than any time I've seen him all season. So
yeah, he did. His jump shot is definitely
right there, but it's still certain parts of the game that he was missing shots.
Yeah.
He struggled the entire series. He actually struggled the last 7-8 games.
Yeah. And it's, you never want to say like, oh, try to be like Brown, but Brown was in the same situation, right? 22 years old, athleticism out the gym. People were letting him shoot, and is a way better jump shooter than LeBron was. But talk to LeBron. Say, dog, like what did it click for you to say, I need to get a post move, a post game? Like use that this summer. Talk to KD.
It clicked when he was in the finals against
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah, like KD is a good one too. You know what I'm saying? Like KD is a tall player, but KD will get on the elbow and go to work on you. Like you just even Tatum. Tatum can get on the block sometime. You know, he don't do it all the time, but this summer will be good for Ant. I think he's gonna come back and add pieces to his game next season.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. So, what about Boston? What did you see going through those three series that's going to prepare them to play against Dallas and possibly win an NBA championship?
I just think adversity. You know, losing Porzingis early. You had him all year. He was relatively healthy. So I'm sure that was an adjustment. Almost losing game one. You know, against the Pacers, and they've struggled a little bit throughout the playoffs. And you'd be like, damn, why Boston keep losing these leads or losing at home? But I think too, I don't know if it would have helped them that Halliburton, you know, messed his hamstring up after game two. But Boston just superiorly more talented, man. They just got this is if they don't get, like you said, we talked earlier on a couple of podcasts, they don't do it this year. It's just an epic fail. And I just think Brown, you know, maybe getting snubbed for all NBA team, he kind of lit a little fire under him. But they hitting on all cylinders, man. And, you know, they can just get over a little hump of struggling every now and then or losing at home. But they pretty much manhandle a lot of teams this year in the playoffs.
Yeah. So, what do you see from in this series that could be a problem that may keep people from wanting to, you know, invest in the fact that Boston is the better team overall? What can you see as it could be an issue that keeps them from which could be an issue that keeps them from winning their 18 championship?
It has to be, you know, the inside play. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Lively's playing well. The guy they got from Washington, if they
Mm-hmm.
continue to allow them to get second chance points, run up and down and get to the rim, lobs, and if they allow Washington and Derrick Jones to have each average 10 to 15, it's going to be a disaster because you know Kyrie and Luka going to do them, right? And I just think defensively, if they allow Dallas to do just pretty much what they want on the inside, it's going to be a long series for Boston. They don't have the bigs. Even with Porzingis coming back, they just don't have the bigs to run up and down with Lively and the big guy from Washington. They just don't have the bigs for it.
I think Porzingis is critical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they do have enough bigs. They have enough bigs. They have enough bigs to compete in the series, but Porzingis is critical because of the offensive game.
Yeah.
Right, pulling Lively out of the box, putting I can't think of the center for the Wizards, used to be for the Wizards' name, but pulling them out of that paint area and allowing Tatum and Brown to operate at the elbow is going to be critical. Yeah. Holiday and White need Porzingis because when Porzingis is playing where he's playing at, it allows White. This is White, yes. It allows White to operate on that baseline. It allows Holiday to operate on that baseline. So it puts a lot of stress on your defense. I do feel like that can be a problem for Dallas.
Yeah.
Right. If Porzingis is healthy, playing well, it's going to be one of those type of series that Boston can expose a lot of different issues that Dallas has. And those are two main factors I can see in this series that can be a problem.
Yeah, especially if he can pull those bigs out. I think that'd be truly helpful for Porzingis come back.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a question mark.
3-point shooting.
Yep.
If he's shooting the three well in the series too, that's going to pull them out.
Yeah.
Regardless, you have to look at Porzingis as a threat. You can't sit inside the paint with Porzingis sitting out there at the 3-point line on that, especially on that pick and roll. Yeah. Now, Al Horford, you can probably dare him. They're going to have to double one of these guys. They're going to double Tatum or Brown. Whoever's going off, they're going to have to double them.
Yeah.
But you can't play them one-on-one. Right? I don't know if they have enough bodies. I don't know if PJ Washington's going to be a real big factor in the series because can he check Brown and Tatum?
Yeah, they got to throw a lot of different ones that Tatum and Brown kind of change it up. I'm sure Derrick Jones going to probably open up on probably.
They need Derrick Jones and PJ Brown to really shoot the three well in the series.
And I think, too, like Jason Kidd going to have to dust off Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, he didn't play at all, but like maybe like
I don't know if he's hurt. I know you think he was coming back off an injury early in the playoffs, but I think it's time to dust him off and give you some spot minutes. A veteran, he can hit jumpers, he can play some D. Like I think it's time for him to kind of dust him off and give Tim Hardaway Jr. some spot minutes. Because like I said, when you got to go against Brown and Tatum, PJ Washington got to, he gonna have to play defense. Like it ain't no resting. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna have to really, because in the Minnesota series, he didn't have to check Ann a lot, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Derrick Jones' job to do that. And who else? The power forward. They ain't had no small forward to threaten them like that.
Yeah. So here's the thing: they're gonna make Kyrie guard.
You're gonna have to.
He's gonna have to guard this series. He can't sit in the paint, can't lay off. He ain't gonna be able to take time off. If he's not guarding Brown, because they're gonna hunt him. If he's not guarding Brown, he's gonna go guard Holiday or White, and all three of them, including Tatum, can really give him the business.
Yeah,
right.
And Kyrie ain't gonna be first team all defense, but I want you to compete. Right?
Yeah,
just give me the effort, right? Like, just don't be fucking. What would Shaq say? Barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, oh, easy matchup, letting them get easy shots, getting what they want. Just compete, man. I think that's that stamp that Jason Kidd has put on his team this season. Like, you're gonna compete defensively, right? You don't have to be the number one team defensively, but you can compete and make people take tough shots. And Boston is gonna take damn near 73s.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna take at least 30 of them.
Right.
And if you can make them take those long jumpers and rebound, you're gonna always be in the game.
Yeah, that's gonna be the key. That's gonna be the key, man. But it's a lot of players that we see that's gonna be in it. But what duo are you leaning towards right now? You need to
Bro, this might be the best 4 duos, bro, in a long time, dog. Like I'm trying to think like that all 4 can get it off the bounce, shoot the mid range, they can shoot the 3.
I thought Clay and Steph versus Kyrie and Braun was one.
That was a good one.
That's a good duo. Let me see who's the second. If you go through all the final stat in the last, let's say even last 5 years, even like last year, it was
Miami and Denver.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a duo there.
Yeah.
Well, it was a duo on the Denver side, but yeah, I would say that. I think that's the 2. I think that's one of the 2 that I've seen. Like even the I'm trying to think what else. The other one, even the Tatum Brown. Tatum didn't come that year that Boston played the Warriors.
Yeah,
Tatum didn't play well at all. So I can't give him. Yeah, he didn't play well. So I think it's only. Yeah, I can only say it's only.
Man, it's not too many.
It's been a while that you see it do like this. Yes.
So let's see. Who I'm leaning towards, bro. This is a tough one, dog. Because boy, these boys playing at a higher level, dog. If I had to get the slight edge, bro, I think I'm gonna go Tatum and Brown, because of the defense. I think they play a little bit more D than Kyrie, Luka. But shit, if you pick Kyrie and Luka, bro, nobody would never say you're wrong with that one either. Because
I think
where they play in the Minnesota series, bro.
I'm gonna go Tatum and Brown.
Like it's a
I
push.
think Tatum and Brown is gonna have the better of the 2 series. I don't think. Well, the only thing is Tatum and Brown don't have to play great for the Boston to win.
Yeah,
Kyrie and Luka do.
Yeah, they gotta play special.
If I gotta go from that aspect, I would take Kyrie and Luka. If I'm saying who gonna play better, has to play better, it's Kyrie and Luka. So I would go with them. Who I think can win without playing great is definitely Boston.
Yeah, because Kyrie and Luka, they gotta get 60. I think in this series, 665. I mean, hell, they can give me 70. They're gonna need it because you're gonna have to depend on the others so much.
Right.
Whereas Boston, like you said, Tatum and Brown can get 20, but shit, Derek White can give you 20. Drew Holiday can give you 15 to 17, or Zingas can give you that if he's, got his legs under him. So Boston has more with the others, whereas Dallas, like it's really the Kyrie Luka show, and you gotta pray and hope that PJ give you 15 and Derek White hitting those jumper like he was doing in the Minnesota series and against the Clippers and stuff. So the margin for error with Dallas is really slim. Whereas Boston, they got a little room to play with because they got more talent and more depth.
Yeah, I agree, man. I
Yeah,
agree.
Jason Kidd better dust off Tim Hardaway Jr., bro. They need him. They need another
They
scorer.
don't need. They don't need it. They don't need a huge bench outbreak this series output. They're gonna need it. They're gonna need it all across the board.
Yeah, they need it. Like, because you can't just, like you said, now you asking Luka and them to play 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Now you know, like you telling Luka to
I mean, I don't know
distribute
what
everybody. He's
45.
already kind of banged up a little bit.
I don't know about 45. They're gonna have to play over 40. 40 minutes is gonna have to be. I mean, it's 48-minute game. I need you at least 40.
Yeah, at least.
And all 7. If it's 7
Yeah.
games, I'm gonna need it all.
Because you playing what Thursday night, and then they probably gonna play Sunday. They gonna give them, you know, they always gotta have the prime time.
Yeah, I mean, the series gonna be like 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks for them to get to the.
Yeah, so they got time. They're gonna have enough rest. So yeah, we need max effort out of Kyrie and Luka. They got to be special. That's the only real chance I think they got. They do have a great chance, but they got to be special, like special.
Yeah. 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 I agree, man. They're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be one of those efforts that they're gonna really have to show the world what they're made of. And but like I said, I think if we're just saying scoring output, I'm gonna go with Luka and Kyrie. But if it's really about who I think can win, it's gonna be the fact that it doesn't have to be great in all 6 or 7 games. It's gonna be Brown and Tatum, and I think ultimately that's gonna help them win. Because I think if Brown and Tatum is being good, not have to be great, that means everybody else is getting into it.
Yep.
Holly's getting into it. Wright is getting into it. Porzingis is getting into it. Right? Harford is playing well coming off the bench. He has 7 threes against Indiana.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't even leave him open anymore.
And then and then Dallas and then Boston has enough bodies to go at Kyrie and Luka. Right? You got Derrick White all defense.
Who said? They literally have all defensive team defenders.
Yeah.
That can play those guys. It's going to be a very interesting matchup to see. It's just really about, to be honest with you, the deciding factor would be the coaching.
Yeah. Mazzulla can't mess it up.
The coach, he's not on his game, not really paying attention to those little wrinkles. They're not going to win. Yeah, they're not going to win. But if he lets Jason Kidd out coach him, they're not going to win.
I see.
Who's the most? So right now, who's under the most pressure to win this NBA Finals this year?
I would say Tatum.
It ain't Luka, bro.
Huh?
It ain't Luka. It's definitely Tatum.
Yeah, because he done been to multiple Eastern Conference
finals. Now 2 finals.
Damn, his whole we've been in the league 7, 8 years.
He's been in the league 6 years. He's only really been out one time. That's when they lost to Milwaukee.
Yeah, so it's like the pressure's all on Tatum. You know, he's been in the NBA Finals, multiple Eastern Conference Finals. It's on you, bro. If you want to be that superstar, top 5 in conversation, this is time to wrap it up, bro. On you.
What do you think about the storylines, though?
Oh, it's amazing, bro. Like you said, Porzingis going against his old team.
Trade Washington had to make that trade to get those 2 bodies in Charlotte, getting PJ Washington. They turn around now with Kyrie being a former Boston player, and people really not gravitating to him and liking Kyrie's experience there. What was your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's amazing, man. I'm sure the NBA couldn't write it any better. Like the storylines, and this is so crazy. Like you said, Kyrie, Boston thought he was gonna be the savior. That didn't work out. Kyrie get hurt his first year. They got Tatum in them. They go to Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? So Kyrie was like, damn, they don't need him. And that propelled them to get Jaylen Brown and Tatum. They took off. Then Porzingis getting traded from Dallas with the Luka and his combo. Thought that was going to be the future in Dallas. Porzingis banged up a lot. They ship him to New York. It's just so many parallel lines with this. The NBA could not write it any better than this.
Yeah.
Ratings going to be bananas.
They must see TV.
Yeah, Boston, once Kyrie get they're going to be booing the hell out of him. Every time you get that bitch, they're going to be booing him. You know that.
Right.
Right. And, you know, it's amazing storylines, bro. So NBA definitely couldn't write it any better than this.
All right, man. So let's get to our picks. Who wins?
Ooh. I just think, bro, Boston's on a mission. I just think they got too much of the others that can give them a combined probably 40, 50. I got Boston in 6.
In 6.
In 6.
All right. Well, I think we both on the same page. I think Boston in 6 games, man. I just think that you can let Luka have his 30. You can let Kyrie have his 30.
Yeah.
What you can't do is let PJ Washington and Derrick Jones and Lively and company get that another 30 or 40 points between them.
Yep.
With Tim Hardaway Jr., you can't let them do it. And I feel like Boston has strong enough bench, strong enough talent. When you bring Porzingis back in, now you put Harford back in. He's probably better at a backup center than starting center. So he won't get picked out on those pick and rolls like he was getting picked out against Indiana.
Yeah.
And so now that really allows them to really play a certain style of defense on the wings, aggressive. The only fact I see is if Boston gets in foul trouble early, that could be potentially some issues, right? Because they don't have the strongest depth when it comes to who's behind Holiday, White, who's behind Tatum, who's behind Brown. They don't give the same level of scoring that those guys do, but they do have enough depth in this series to beat them in 6 games. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes 7. I think because I'm gonna give them Kyrie and Luka 2 on their own.
Easy
2. But outside of that, I think that for Luka and them to win this series, they gotta win the first one of these first 2.
Yeah, they gotta be special.
They gotta win one of these first 2. They gotta win at least one of them because Boston can score.
Yeah, they scoring well, boy.
I thought even with Indiana, I was expecting them Indiana to win 1 or 2 games because I didn't think Boston would score with them.
Yeah. And
Boston showed, they'll be down 10, 15, sometimes 20 points that they can score enough points to win. And so, I like them. I like them winning this game in 6, man. So I agree with you right there.
It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, it's gonna be a must-see TV. Like I said, it's gonna be high scoring. I know, Luka and Kyrie gonna do them. They still special, bro. And Tatum and Brown, they do them. But them others, what can Dallas do? Like they play with house money in the playoffs. Now Boston got so many bodies they control, so many different defensive combinations they control at Kyrie, Luka. Brown can take Luka sometime. Like Tatum can match up on Luka sometime. Like Derek White, Holiday. Like the cross matchup is gonna be amazing, man. And who gonna outcoach who, man? It's gonna be amazing.
So, quick follow-up question before we jump into anything else. We did say the coaching. A quick follow-up on this part, and we need to get some WNBA action though. But when it comes to the future of, because we should have asked this question before we jumped off of Minnesota, what would you want to do?
I would explore trade for Gobert. Because
why Gobert? Why not? Why Gobert? Why not Cat?
Hey, bro, it's hard to get in return someone that's an all-star already. Cat giving you 20, 25. Yeah, you might get upset with him from shooting a lot of threes, but that's just kind of how the NBA is. You're not gonna get the return, right? I think you can get enough with Gobert to where you can add the pieces, maybe get another point guard in that mix. Maybe someone else beside Ant that can get it off the dribble, right? You got what's his name, Naj Reed as your 6th man. You can slide him at the 4, right? Get another backup big. I would explore that to add other pieces around because today's NBA, bro, outside of playing Denver with Jokic, dude is a dinosaur.
But
what are you gonna do with Gobert?
Make their team weaker, and they got weaker when he would get off the floor.
I mean, you're gonna give up something. Nobody in the NBA really playing great D and.
But then why? So then why get rid of him then?
Because, like I said, I think you can make your team a lot better by getting rid of him. Because matchup, this series showed it. Like this series against Dallas.
How did it hurt him?
Well, I'm just saying it wasn't a good matchup because who was Gobert gonna check? Like it made it hard for them to stretch the floor if you got Gobert on the floor. Like it worked in the regular season. Nobody cares about that. People care about the matchups, making the adjustments in the playoffs, and they ran up against a team that, just capitalize on this. I would look into that, but I'm not saying they're gonna get some for him or they're gonna trade him, but that would be a piece I would look to, maybe try to get some on it. But backup point guard behind Conley, maybe a little bit younger. He's not spring chicken. Conley been in the league almost, what, 16, 17 years? Gotta be.
I don't think you can. I mean, I'm just being honest. And maybe it's just me. Knowing that Cat contract is what his contract is.
Yeah, he got like 4
Knowing
more
that,
years.
I don't think you're probably better off getting rid of Cat. You already resigned with Najee was a Reed. You already signed Najee.
But you think you're gonna get another all-star back though?
Jamie McDaniel, you just gave him like what, 130 million?
Yeah, he got a nice deal.
So now you got Ant coming up soon.
Yeah,
I think
he's on that second deal, so he got a nice deal extension.
And you got, so I think the only person really honestly that you can get rid of is Cat.
I mean, 4 years, 200 million, like that's a lot for somebody to suck up and get value back. Like that's the value. Like, are you giving up an all-star?
Yeah,
like,
but
can I get something at least comparable?
The struggles in the playoffs.
True, but can you get something comparable to go?
That doesn't happen in the NBA. You never do.
No.
Very rare that you're gonna get player for player that has
absolutely. So,
but then why would you?
Cat?
But why would you want to keep Cat if you know where the offense is going? That's really honestly, if he just want to stand outside, shoot threes, but it's times where he shouldn't be doing that.
True, absolutely. He definitely, but it takes one Ant to be that alpha. Say, look, bro, we need you on that block, dog. We need you to mix it up. Or a strong coach, be like, look, bro, stop shooting all these threes, bro. Like, exploit the inside. Like, it's gonna take that to get through the Cat, but Cat, undeniably, bro, he's a multiple all-star, and it's just gonna be hard to, if you trade him, like, what are you gonna get back to fill that void of 20 to 25 points? That's the biggest thing, right? And you already don't have enough shooting to help Ant out to stretch the floor. So you need to add some of that.
I feel like Cat's probably more spendable.
He probably is, because some team will want another all-star.
You can bring in another player. You can bring in, strengthen your bench up. You can put in Nazir Reed as a 4.
Yep.
He stretches the 4. He has more of a better game. He's someone that has better wiggle, better handles. And yeah, you can always put another piece in there, and I feel like your team would be just as strong.
Yeah, they got some options, but like I said, I wouldn't overreact. They had a great year. Nobody wasn't expecting them to be a top 1-2 seed. Just ran up to a better matchup. And now you go back to the board and say, okay, what little tweaks can we make to get better? Right. And that's all I think just don't react, just tweak it a little bit. And I think you'll be fine. I think they'll be right back there in the top 2-3 seed next year.
I mean, listen, they got a steep hill to climb. There's a lot of talent out in the West, but
yeah,
I agree with you on that end. They will be a better team next season.
Oh yeah, it's gonna light fuel under the fire, no doubt about it.
All right, let's get some WNBA action, man. Earlier today is only one game played today. Chicago Sky beat the Indiana Fever. No, excuse me, Indiana Fever beat the Chicago Sky. Yeah. In a late, tight ball game. It's the first game for Cardoza. Her first game coming back off an injury. And, this is the battle between Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky versus Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever. What have you been feeling so far when you see these 3 rookies? Of course, Cardoza just played her first game. But how you been feeling so far watching those 2 rookies go through the season?
Man, they're the face of the league, bro. Like, the WNBA should be like, Lord Jesus, thank you. Because nobody would be packing out the big arena for a Fever or a Chicago Sky matchup in the last couple of years. Like, nobody. And now you got tons of people watching. The arena was packed. The energy was crazy. And it helped that it was a close game. Clark didn't play the best game that, she's had all year. She struggled. Cardoza looked solid, 13-7. Like you said, limited minutes. And Reese gonna give you what Reese gives you. Like,
but
even if she's struggling, like her energy, like it's just infectious with the players around her. Like, she's a hustle player. Like, so she's on the board, she's scrapping, she's fighting. So she mess around, give me a 12 and 15 and or 12 and 10 rebound, whatever. that's bonus. But just her energy just helps that team a lot. And I mean, shit, the crowd was crazy, bro. 1 point game. There's nothing on TV, the only game on. And WNBA couldn't ask for no better, man. Like, it was an amazing game. It was Clark would have played a little better, but every day every game you're not gonna have it.
Not every day you're gonna have it, but I mean, you're right in this aspect. First of all, they got about 6-7 rookies.
They're young.
Cameron Brink has been playing pretty decent, pretty well.
Yep.
The rookie for out of Minnesota, the one I'm trying to think what tribe she's from.
She's from like what's up?
Samoan,
right?
She's Samoan, or I know she's Asian, Asian Pacific or Asian Pacific American. Somebody, I think that's what they would call it. I don't know if she's Samoan or she's something else. Yeah. But man, she balled the other day, last night. Nice. She dropped 20 points in like 15 minutes, and she can play. She knows how to play.
And this slow rolled her. Like, they didn't really come out the gate playing her right away. Like, they kind of like been ramping her up to play more. But yeah, they got something with her too. Like, just let them play, bro.
Well, like, they got about 4, 5, 6 rookies that are playing really good. The other lady from that plays for the Las Vegas Aces, the one that used to play also with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she's probably Martin.
Martin. She's playing well. She's playing well. So it's a lot of good basketball being had. But you're right, man. Listen, Angel Reese, Cardoza, Brink, and Caitlin Clark are the cream of the crop when it comes to the talent there that they're marketing, that they should be marketing even more.
Yeah.
A game like today, only one game on TV, it's been across the board.
Yeah.
Should have been across the board as far as like marketing wise, that we all should have been able to say, okay, this is happening. Let's watch it. The crowd's going crazy. Yeah, the fever's going crazy. Caitlin Clark's hitting some big threes, Tommy threes. Still needs to cut down the turnovers. Yeah. Big threes. But I wanted to ask you this question. There seems to be maybe like a bounty out on her. Like, do you not notice how physical
people trying to
are with her like that? Like, what do you think about that?
I think it's just people trying to show her this ain't Iowa. And I think it could be a little bit of jealousy, right? Because they're getting, and she's white. Like, that's just right. Call it what it is.
Right.
She's getting all the pub and the accolades of why they're flying charter. Just the amenities. It's like people are trying to prove a point. Like, whether it's a hard screen, like they're making it a point to know, like, rookie, you're a rookie. I don't care if you are a star, you're a big name, you're still a rookie. And I think people are putting a little extra juice on them, them hard piles a little bit, bro.
At least, man, like
they're putting a little extra.
I watched the play earlier where somebody just ran. They ran through her.
Yeah,
they ran over, and I'm like, man, like what? I mean, what's going on? Like what? I get that there is I feel it, right? There could be some form of jealousy here, but man, that ain't Caitlin Clark's problem.
Absolutely.
She out there hooping just like you are.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they getting so physical. I mean, just today, some girl ran in behind and knocked her down.
Yeah, it's just.
And then people think, I think there's a bounty out on who
might be
get physical with her. It's like, is that because everybody thinks getting physical with her helps? Like, what's the problem?
And it's shown, like, if she get frustrated, you can sense it kind of throws her game off a little bit. And maybe that's what they're trying to do to kind of get her frustrated. But you can see some of them fouls are definitely unnecessary. But yeah, I mean, hey, bro, you got to pay your dues in the NBA, WNBA, and that's what they're saying. Like,
that has nothing to do with the fact that you trying to knock this girl head off.
Like, you heard what Tarasi said. Tarasi said, "This ain't Iowa."
Come on, man. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with knocking that girl head off. Like, earlier, this young lady came from behind her and literally rammed into her back and knocked her down. And I'm watching the game, like, man, why she do that? Like, why she, like, what was the point?
Yeah, they got a point to prove against her, though.
They got something against her. Like, what is, and she's like, people are like, she's like not saying anything. She's like, well,
yeah, she hasn't been talking.
She's like, I don't know why they're doing it.
They better protect their prize.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you a couple weeks ago? I'm like, listen, I would have fined a girl to let her get blindside or cut her. There's
But
no
then
way in
too,
hell you should let that girl come and pick her like that.
and then too, this is where your teammates got to stick up for it too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, bro, you see that hard foul, bro. I'm coming up and getting attacked. But I'm pushing the shit out somebody, dog. Like, just
Yeah.
it's like, I got my teammates back. We not standing for this.
You gotta have somebody there that should be sticking up for her. Letting her just get hit like that. That's the craziest thing I ever seen. Like it's just literally they be running over. I'd be like, bro, it can't be possible. They just letting this girl do this. Like it
One of
gotta
them
be
big vets
something.
that don't care and stand up for it, dog.
Yeah,
Real. That's
I
what you're
agree.
supposed to do. Protect the investment, dog.
I agree. Any more NBA discussion, man? You want to talk about JJ?
Hey, bro, do you think LeBron setting him up for failure? Because LeBron is endorsing this, bro. We already know it.
I
And
don't
they're
know.
not interviewing anybody else.
I'm not gonna say he's setting up for failure because it's when you look at the history of first year coaches with no experience, it's kind of been on both ends.
Yeah,
Like, it hasn't been just that's why the question didn't really realign what I was thinking because it's you've had the Steve Kerr situation where he's been involved in basketball his life. He was a great coach. He had no experience, right? But then you've had the Steve Nash experience where he had no coaching experience and it went left really quickly. So I don't know if that's I really can't say whether what will work. Like, because it's been two different sides. Clearly, LeBron sees something.
Yeah.
And JJ is very much somebody who wants to be a part of the coaching tree. Yeah. It may work out for him. I really have no idea.
They might well just hire the dude, bro, because they ain't interviewing nobody.
I mean, at this point, you just take a shot. Because at this point, it's nothing else that can happen. I do think if you get fired from the Lakers job, it can ruin your career.
Yeah, well, you'll be paid.
Right, because what other coach has gotten a second job outside of when they got fired from the Lakers?
Yeah, definitely hasn't been successful.
Name one. I mean, outside of maybe
Vogel got the Phoenix job, but
that's it. He got fired the next year. So what coach was there that?
None.
That's probably why Ty Lue didn't want to even consider it because he's like, man, if I get fired for the Lakers job, that's it. I'm done coaching. Mm-hmm. Like, there's been other coaches come in, Mike Malone. I mean, not Mike Malone, but what's his name? I know it's Malone. He just got resigned for Sacramento Kings.
Oh, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, he was there. Yep. And he got a second chance, third chance, actually. Yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know, bro.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't know if you want to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I don't know if you want to do it. So, that's my answer. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
But if he feels like he wants to coach LeBron his twilight years and his son, Bronny.
Yeah, because it's going to happen.
Go for it, man, because Bronny's going to get drafted and it's going to all line how they want to.
They're going to sell tickets.
Team's going to stink, though.
That's all they're going to say. They're going to sell some tickets.
They can't make a lot of moves, so team's going to stink. Man, let's get into some NCAA college football.
Yes, sir. Big news.
I know that there's big news that released over the past week that we all are interested about. Power 5 finally getting more of a sort of like they're setting, not sort of, they're setting a $20 million, I won't say allowance for NIL deals, but sort of that way. But it seems like they're setting a what they have in the pros, not collective bargain. What they have in the pros? Where they have
like a CBA?
Not a CBA, but they have a overall when they want to keep the teams
salary cap?
Salary. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Appreciate it. The salary cap. Not necessarily they have a salary cap with the $20 million NILs. The NILs now coming with a salary cap, which is $20 million. It takes away from the boosters' control, goes back to the school, but the schools are now being able to say, hey, we can put up $20 million, allows us to have a salary cap, which is great. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think this is going to work? Can this, because right now NILs are not working. The environment's not working. The transfer portal is not working. Is this the right move to clean things up?
It's a good step towards help cleaning it up. Now schools have more control over what You can offer these kids a little bit more control on the boosters and these whatever they call them, these collectives or whatever they got now. And I think the whole thing with the kid that's suing Florida and Billy Napier and them, that they want to alleviate that, right? Like you don't want that type of bad press where you're now promising these kids these money. They don't get it when they show up on campus. Now they got to transfer, jump in the portal because you offer them money and they didn't get what you said. So now the NCAA say, you know what? Now we're letting the schools control it. Now you can pay the kids directly, which is great for the athletes. We've been talking about this for years. The whole NIL popped off. We're like, yes, this is great for the athletes. But I think now the schools can now get their hands around it a little bit more. And you may see kids not transfer as much, right? You hope. But that's another issue right there, the whole portal thing. And it just already gave kids another year, I want to say, of eligibility. So the whole $20 million, hopefully that increases over the years as the NCAA continue to make money. But I think it gives the schools a better chance to wrap their hands around this whole NIL. Will it be the saving grace, solve the issues? Because you're still gonna have these boosters still paying these kids some kind of way. Like it's inevitable. But it's a good first step by the NCAA.
Well, my question would be this: Here's the thing. What does it stop? What is it stopping? Is it stopping? So okay, so are now players have to stay 3 years if they're receiving money, or does this come with a contract?
That's a good question.
All right, what is keeping you from taking the NIL deal from the school and being like, all right, I'm out of here still? Right, like what is going to keep these kids from making these changes and making these moves and jumping into the transfer portal? Because right now, in the past, they can take the NIL initiative. They can take the in the past from the booster and roll out. They didn't have to stay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. Like, do you get the NIL money for this year? You got to stay another extra year. Like, I'm sure they're gonna have some incentives and some type of contract language and that kind of stuff. I think it'll be helpful. But if I'm the NCAA, bro, like I'm making kids sit a year. Go back to the old model. I think it only helps college football. Different programs, like if you know you got to sit a year, I'm not transferring. I'm just gonna sit there and wait and battle like they used to back in the day. Like that's how you're gonna get kids to stay in the school and control this whole transfer portal. If you know I can leave and go and play next season, like I mean, shit, anybody would, especially if you're trying to play.
And that's what I'm afraid of. Like, is there? I mean, listen, you don't need total control, but you need some form of contract language in these agreements.
Yeah,
that doesn't allow the change to happen so rapidly.
Yeah,
right. Like if you go to a company and they give you a signing bonus, right? There's contract language say you have to give it back or you got to stay for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
So is this going to be what's going to create this type of movement, or we're going to stick to the same structure and allow them to still keep moving at free range without any control?
Yeah, I would make them at least stay 2 years.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You got to have them at least a couple of years just to set a precedent. Like, how do you know what you have if you're not able to break this exchange, this fair exchange, without having something in agreement, something that ties everything together? My thing is though, what about just Power 5 schools? So what about the non-Power 5 schools?
Yeah, it makes it a little challenging for them.
Can I generate $20 million?
Right, and I think it helps the smaller Power 5, like they say Indiana, for example, just their Power 5. Right, they may not have had the big NIL budget like
Indiana.
I'm just using an example. Like just one of the smaller schools may not have a lot of big boosters or a lot of the NIL collective to pay these top athletes to come. Now, these smaller big Power 5 schools are getting $20 million. Mm-hmm. Now they may be able to get another 5-star, 4-star to come because they got a little bit more money to offer, and they can play probably right away. So I think it helps a lot of kids.
They only got less than a year to get this straightened out.
Yeah,
I think at some point if they didn't do this, I think the NCAA was going to totally be done.
They needed to.
right? I think they're going to do an overhaul, and I think every league was going to just basically, govern themselves.
They need to. Like, I mean, what point is the NCAA serving? Put these commissioners to work.
Well, they supposed to be the governors. They supposed to provide rules and regulations, right?
Can push that down, bro.
Especially like LRPs out there, like rules and regulations, right? But without they supposed to provide that level of governance, right? So to keep the like it's like I said, like a salary cap, right?
Yeah.
It keeps everything copacetic. It keeps all the people aligned. There's no cheating. There's no foundation. There's no violations outside of the infractions that happens, right? So they're supposed to be controlling that aspect of it. And then they got the other parts of the business, and it just totally changed things.
Yeah.
Good luck with them.
Yeah.
What do you think about you put that also the HBCUs getting players getting paid? I didn't know about that. What's the
I'm
deal?
saying like do you how can we get more HBCUs players paid? Like kind of like how the Power Five is getting NCAA is giving money to them. Should the NCAA say, we're going to take care of the D2 schools or the HBCUs or something like that? Like, how can they get money like these Power Fives? I know they're not generating the money like that, but what creative ways can
the alums stop being cheap?
I think it's bigger than the alums, dog. I think it's more of those because if you look at a lot of white schools, I'm sure a lot of white schools not donate either.
Yes, they do.
Not like we think they do.
Yes, they do. They have yearly endowments.
True. But like just off a one-off, not most people just not donating just because.
They have yearly endowments, man.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not saying it just to be saying it. I'm saying it because it truly is true. They have yearly endowments. When they have booster clubs that give out money every year.
Yeah.
So like, there's no other reason. There's nothing.
But I mean, it's bigger than just the alums giving though.
How is it bigger?
It has to be corporate dollars. Like they got to get more corporate.
What corporate dollars are you thinking that's going to these collegiate universities, man?
Yeah, all them the beer they sell at these stadiums.
You don't think they sell beer at HBCUs?
Some HBCUs don't.
Where HBCU don't sell beer, man?
Yeah, Grambling don't.
So let's use Grambling for example.
They don't sell liquor in the stadium.
Don't you? That's more of a choice.
I was just saying, now you just things like that.
That means you probably have to have some type of license. They just don't want to go get it.
Maybe like just things like that though would help.
Don't y'all got a partnership with Magic Johnson?
Huh?
Don't y'all got a partnership with Magic Johnson?
Yeah.
So then why are you not utilizing that?
I'm just saying, like things like that will help drive more revenue, not only for the school but for the sports programs. But it takes the business mindset of the leaderships at these HBCUs not to only just worry about, the alumni didn't give or things of that nature like that. They need something like that in order to boost like these NILs and get money like the Power Fives. It starts with corporate sponsorships. It has to.
I don't
creatively get money outside of just people just randomly just donating.
I don't see how you think that corporate sponsorship, they're getting so much corporate sponsorship. Maybe they're getting money from, they do have some relationships out there, but
they need more.
The TV money is probably what they're getting.
But they need more of that too.
Like, what do you mean corporate sponsorships?
I'm saying, but that's how you generate big money by having corporate sponsors. You need
but they're not getting like 15, 30, $50 million per year from them.
True. I'm just saying, like, what other ways can you?
Well, you gotta have some money coming in from your alums. You at least gotta have $3 or $4 million coming from your alums.
True.
Per year.
True. But I think schools have messed over the alums so bad. They're just so mad with some of the administration. They're like, I ain't giving nothing.
Oh, man. You're picking up a lot of excuses, dog.
I'm just speaking facts, though.
You're picking up a lot of excuses.
But I think they gotta just use more creative ways to get money, because they say you're gonna lose kids that just go to these Power Five just to make money.
I mean, I'm just trying to say you're making excuses.
I don't say excuses. It's merit to it.
You have to. First of all, HBCUs, the universities need TV deals.
Mm-hmm.
Not the TV deals they just give you. The TV deals that they have. Or if not, they need to get together. Universal's presidents need to get together, take some extra whatever outline funding, and put a TV deal together themselves.
Yeah.
And package it up. Go to one of these big companies, YouTube TV. Yeah. Go on these streaming companies like that.
Yeah.
And I say, listen, we want to package up our product and cut out everybody else. We'll use one organization, let them do the games, right? And package it out. Problem is they don't want to utilize any other production company outside of what ESPN does, because ESPN has the platform and they have the production company, they put it all together. But you can eliminate it by creating your own production company within the SWAC or his organization and just broadcast your own games.
That shit, even Prime is now broadcasting games. Netflix now broadcasting NFL games. Like,
Yeah, but
it's bigger than more than just ESPN now. Like, you can't
your
depend on
digital blueprint can be different.
Yeah.
Right? Your digital blueprint doesn't necessarily have to be the same as the normal analog TV. Right? You can go digital, your digital blueprint, you can sell that, package it up and sell it.
Yeah.
And like we're just gonna say NFL does it, sell it. Like, I don't see why they don't do that. Like, why is this on YouTube? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Who put that package together?
Yeah. ESPN3
I get it.
delayed.
Has more access, eyes to it, so more people watch the games.
Yeah.
But you gotta eventually say to yourself, like, how are we gonna package this so we get the best product?
Facts.
I don't know if you ever watched the game on YouTube. It's not the best product.
It's not.
So that's what I like to see. Now, is there good things going on? Bama State plays North Carolina Central on ESPN, first game of the season.
It's a good one.
Humongous, right? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Orange Blossom Classic. But when it goes from there, then what's next?
Right.
Right? Yes, and the alums need to get back now.
They do. I think it's a bigger. The alums is only a small portion of the bigger problem.
Yeah, I think they're a problem. They're part of the problems. Yeah. It ain't the only one.
And you know you ain't giving back. Man, you know you ain't giving back the Temple, man. Cut it out.
Temple don't call me though. They do so. Actually, they do sometimes. Yeah. But Alabama State don't call at all.
Yeah.
And so only thing I'm obligated is to get back to my my yearly alumni chapter dues and the alumni association dues, which is really all in one. So I'm not aligned to do anything else. If I was, I would.
Yeah, that's like Grambling does like this day of giving, like 3-4 times a year they'd have like a day of giving. Mm-hmm. They raise pretty good money, you know what I'm saying?
One of those, and I put in money on that. But I mean, you should. If I'm the alumni, I should have a yearly, right, a yearly funding to them on that. And like I said before, like Temple will call you. They send out emails constantly. All right, so you gotta have a plan in place. If you don't have a plan in place, I don't know what you're gonna do.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? I don't see anything else about it that that all these universities, they just not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you get your thoughts on that, man. You get final thoughts on it.
Nah, man. Like I said, it's just we gotta find better ways to get better. There's a ton of money out here to be had, and we just gotta, as a collective, man, like the HBCUs together, gotta just do a little bit better and support these athletes, support these kids, because they're working hard, man. They see these bigger schools getting all this money, and they're like, damn, you're jealous about it, but everybody can't go to the Power Fives.
Yeah, I feel like this shouldn't be. It should be. I don't like the fact that a lot of times we make it like as if they don't go there, they should go here. Yeah. Right? Like, oh, come to HBCUs, you don't want to go there. But no, man, HBCUs is a major choice. You got to sell what you sell.
Yep.
The problem is we don't do a good job of selling our product because we want to keep it sacred, keep it what we want to do with it. And I don't know, man. Sometimes you got to sell the positive things.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. You better get out there and give it up.
Thanks.
Right, so, all right, man. Anything you want to talk about, man? It's a short day, but we want to get outside to the sunshine. I gotta wash this car.
Go ahead and do your car thing, baby. Wash that Tesla.
Yeah, you ain't gonna wash yourself. I wish you could.
Another one in the books.
One thing in the books. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Man, just shout out to everybody, man, that keeps supporting us, man. It's been a journey. I know, we all want the fast success too, but it's gonna come, man. It's gonna all click. And just keep supporting us, man.
Well, yeah, I think you said it all right there.
For sure.
I think you said it all. But yep. All right, so get us out of here then, Ray.
All right, baby.
Talking about what we talking about. I can do this all day. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about? I ain't feeling what you saying. What we talking about? From time to time, every set of brothers argue. You gotta listen in to catch a glimpse here from our view. I finish every debate that I'm in. Gonna start it up. Same time tomorrow, we run it again. Ain't no stopping us. What we talking about? What we talking about? I can do this all day. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about?
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
Later.